Stand by. Stand by. I want to know the base pad you got it out. Stand by. Come on. Stand by. It's finished. Unload and show clear. Stand by. You see it? Just buy it. I got you. Same thing. He's like, that'll do.
We'll get right into it. The gun problems. I've been saying I think I finally have this sorted out now for half a dozen videos, but I think I finally have this sorted out now. This most recent confidence comes from sharing some pictures with the experts at the Revolver section of the Brian Enos forum, so we'll start with this one. This is clear lead fouling in a quantity that could very easily gum up the gun. Looking at the front of the cylinder, in this picture, it's very easy to see that it probably has gummed up the gun. There are drag marks there and the fouling on the front of the cylinder down by the trigger guard. So question 2 then is why? The expert's first reaction was forcing cone too small, but dropping a bullet in shows pretty good clearance all around, which you can see in this picture. I proceeded to slug some chambers and found that some of the chambers measured a little bit small, down in the 356, 357 range when about 358 is what you'd expect. So chamber throat smaller than the bullet diameter makes for an obvious problem. Forcing a coated lead bullet through will shave lead off and spit it onto the frame, and the little shavings I found in the chamber after shooting are pretty suggestive that I'm onto something here. There's a company out there called 4D Reamers, and they rent Revolver cylinder throat reamers for a pretty reasonable price. I think it's about $48 for the reamer and 6 pilots, against $180 on Brownells for the same reamer and pilot pack. That's supposing I'm reading the listing right at 4D, but I think I am. I'll have to confirm with them via email later on. So on the other hand, renting is nice, but having the tool would let me do a bit of gunsmithing, maybe on the side even, and might represent a long-term savings when I pick up a backup gun, or if I ever have to send a gun back to Ruger for like a cylinder rebuild or something. So anyway, it was set to be a crappy day with gun trouble up until the 86% classifier. 6 seconds on CM 1804 is easy Revolver GM territory. So I shot 2 Alpha 4 Charlie, 3 Alpha and 3 Charlie is a high M run, and 4 Alpha 2 Charlie is a 98%. So I was basically, as you saw in the picture earlier, like maybe 3 inches in total away from a Grandmaster Revolver classifier run, which would have been pretty cool. But I could have picked up the Alphas on the other back target too. That was an Alpha Charlie, but the Charlie was pretty close. So it's gratifying to see the time I'm putting in on dry fire and live fire pay off in such dramatic fashion. So beyond that, the match was a little up and down. Beyond the obvious gun problems, the movement on the last 2 stages before the classifier felt pretty good and looked decent in third-person camera too. Here's hoping that continues and that the cylinder throat reaming solves my problems. I'm hoping to get that done this week and have a practice to verify that the issue is improved before my next regularly scheduled match at LCSA on May 8th. And one last note for any Pittsburgh area shooters. Castlewood is usually pretty short on setup volunteers, and that limits what we can do in terms of elaborate stages. If you're interested in stage design, have Thursday night free, and want to shoot for half off, consider coming out to give us a hand. It's usually set up at about 6 o'clock on Thursdays and go until we're done. After, we usually run out to a local restaurant for dinner, so you're probably welcome to come to that too if you come help set up. If you've got stages you want to see put into use, we can probably accommodate that as well. That's all for now, so I'll see you next time.